In its quest to provide an open forum for discussion of controversial issues, this station allows hosts and their guests to express themselves without any significant censorship. You're advised that any views expressed by the hosts or their guests are not necessarily the views of Togi Entertainment or its partners.
Motherhood Incorporated proudly presents Military Mom Talk Radio live on TogiNet.com. Co-hosted by Robin Boyd and Sandra Beck, the owner of Motherhood Incorporated. Military Mom Talk Radio is here with a powerful platform for women to discuss their ideas, issues, and concerns with respect to the military lifestyle. Military Mom Talk Radio encourages you to share your experiences of being a military wife and mother. This show is dedicated to educating your family about the many resources that are available in both the public and private sector, and we'll be sharing helpful information from women all over the world. We'll cover everything military, from helping a family member cope with post-traumatic stress disorder, to navigating government programs dealing with family issues, to the struggles of deployment, along with being a working mother both in and out of the home. This is Military Mom Talk Radio, and here are your hosts, Sandra Beck and Robin Boyd.
Hey, military moms, this is Sandra Beck, and I am here with Robin Boyd and Doris Rivas-Brecky, and today we're going to talk about Toys for Tots, a organization that's near and dear to my heart. But before we do, I would like to go to Robin or Doris. I know both of you have some interesting news for the week.
Go ahead, Doris. Hi.
Hi, guys. Okay,
Hi, Doris.
well, hi.
You're calling in from San Diego today, right?
I am, San Diego, and it's sunny but chilly.
How's it up by you, Rob?
It's a gorgeous day. It does not feel like winter. We've got a sunny day, and anything over like 30 degrees is summer for us anyway, so...
You know, it's so great when I think about the technology that we do, and I want to share it with our listeners. Doris is doing the show from San Diego. I'm doing the show from Los Angeles. Robin's doing the show from New Hampshire, or New Jersey. New Hampshire.
New Hampshire.
New Hampshire. Oh, I'm thinking Hooksett, New Jersey. Hooksett, New Hampshire. And our segment producer is out in Texas. That's pretty cool.
It is cool. What wonderful technology we have.
We do. God bless the computer some days.
But it just makes us realize how small the world really is, and how much we can just be a part of each other's lives and support each other. And that's just a really good thing. So...
That's true. And for those of you that haven't checked out Skype, it's free. You can use it on your computer with a video camera. I know most military families know about it, but if you don't, it's so great because sometimes I get to talk to Robin, my co-host, and we are bi-coastal, each one on a separate coast, and we can chit-chat and see each other. And actually, I took you on a virtual tour of my house this week.
And as soon as I have something more portable, I'll do the same, although yours took like 10 minutes to go through and mine will take 3. I have a very little house.
Robin, this is my kitchen. Robin, this is my bedroom. Look at my bathroom. But it's like what we do, and sorry, I have a bad cold, but it's, what we do as girlfriends when we're together. And now we can, wire in these computers so that we can talk and see each other. And, I can show my dad, my kids playing Wii and dancing. And Robin, you got to see my Christmas tree live and in Technicolor.
Yeah. But isn't it wonderful, too, between Skyping and email and Facebook? I know a lot of the military moms that are on my Facebook, I see them posting little notes to their loved ones. There's this one gal right here in town. Her son is in Afghanistan, and every once in a while you just see, love you, or he'll say good night home or something like that. And that's just amazing. That's just totally amazing.
It is. I mean, and I see a lot of that on Twitter, too. I've been doing a lot with my company on Twitter. And, Twitter's really taken over, too, because it's just so fast and so immediate. And, there's so many different base Twitter accounts. There's so many, morale and welfare for every single one of the bases. It's really fun if you haven't been on Twitter either. If you're at Fort Sill or Fort Bragg or Fort Sam Houston, all those different bases, just go to who to follow in the Twitter account, and you can see all these different groups and watch what they're doing and hear about people. It was pretty cool. And, I just think that we should honor technology today, especially since somebody got an award at my Toys for Tots party via Skype.
Because I couldn't fly to Los Angeles for the 2-hour afternoon event. It was wonderful.
It's every year we do that Toys for Tots event at my house. I've done it for over 20 years. And it was fun, you guys. When I used to live in Beverly Hills, everybody wanted to go to my house. It was like I would walk around going, I don't know who half of these people are, but if you brought a toy, I can eventually get my carpet cleaned. Come on in. And but now that I live up on a ranch north of Los Angeles, it's a little harder to get people to come to the party. But we still did pretty good.
I was going to say, you still did an amazing job, and we'll talk about some of the stats to be proud of, Sandra. But let's listen to what Doris has, because I'm sure Doris has some news we can use.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I'm going to give an update on a story that I did back in October. And maybe some people that are listening remember when I talked about an auction that was done between Bill O'Reilly of Fox News fame and the Wounded Warriors Foundation. And it had to do with a poster that Bill O'Reilly got the 5 living presidents to sign, which are, let me see, I have a note here somewhere, Jimmy Carter, George H.W. Bush, Bill Clinton, George W. Bush, and Barack Obama. And this is the only document that exists right now with all the president's signatures on it. So anyway, they had this auction back. Well, it started in September, and it went for about a month. And the end of the auction, I don't know if you guys remember, that they got over $400,000 for this particular poster. Well, anyway, Bill O'Reilly is having another auction. It started November 28th with another poster. And so I just wanted to let everybody know that the auction is going again. I just found out because I signed in again. And they have 12 bids already, and it's up to $100,000.
Is it the same poster they're signing?
It's the same poster, same signatures, because he got 3.
Oh, okay.
So he had planned to do the one right away and then was going to have another around the Christmas time. So it's up to $100,000 already, and I know this is out of most of our league, maybe not yours, Sandra, but it's out of our league. And
it's $25. It's out of our league.
but there is a facsimile of the poster that the everyday person can go for $25 or more. And it's a really beautiful poster. So if anybody wants to go for that for a Christmas gift for their historian in the family, it's time to do it right now. And this is all for the Wounded Warriors Foundation, which I know is close to everybody's heart.
Amen to that. I don't want one, but...
Now, Doris, where does someone go to find either the auction that they want to bid on or to buy the poster?
Okay, well, to get into the auction, you have to sign into the Wounded Warriors Foundation site, which I think is woundedwarriors.org. You can go read about it at BillO'Reilly.com. There's a huge part there that you can read about it, and you can actually sign on there too, and they'll take you to the Wounded Warriors if you don't know how to go to Wounded Warriors. So it's getting a lot of action. It's actually starting bigger this time because I remember the initial bids were in the beginning around $40,000, and already it's up to $100,000. So,
my gosh,
that's amazing! I just can't even imagine having that much money to buy a poster.
Well, I thought you were going to get this one, Sandra.
I was thinking about all the stuff I've stuck on my walls, and, I was like, if I put the 6 presidents up there, I know with my 2 kids, they're going to get hit with spitballs.
I've been to your house. That's probably true. They wouldn't do it on purpose, but they go, "Oh, look at those guys up there. Let's shoot them."
No, so it's woundedwarriorproject.org. Is that the site we're going to?
Yes. Or BillO'Reilly.com.
Okay. Yeah, there it is, right up in the front.
Yeah, see?
Very cool. And Wounded Warriors have delivered, 5,679 backpacks, and it's part of their Project Odyssey. There's a lot of cool stuff on this site. You guys should check it out.
It is. It's a beautiful site.
And it is so empowering isn't the word I want. Enriching, or it does so much to your heart to see some of the wonderful events and projects and things that has come from the Wounded Warrior Project. The videos on there will just touch you. I don't care who you are just going to be emotional when you see some of these things.
Yeah, I always cry when I see their advertisements on TV, the music. Especially with Trace Atkins when he sings that song about Wounded Warriors.
Believe in Heroes, that one?
Probably. It's just really sad. He talks about Vietnam, or sings about Vietnam, and then it ends with, our guys, our men and women in Afghanistan. And it's like Robin just said, it just touches your heart, whoever you are.
Well, and all those videos. I'll stand by you too. There's all these videos up there. Yeah, you should check it out. I think it's Believe in Heroes was the one you're talking about, but they're all live right on here. They're really well done. And if you need a good cry, this is the place to go.
It really, really was. One of the things that I wanted to say today was a shout out to Hawaii, because our children from our high school alma mater are down in Hawaii for the Pearl Harbor 70th commemorative celebration.
Oh, that's right. That's Wednesday, right? Pearl Harbor?
It is this Wednesday, and I know that our kids are en route. They earned enough money to get down there, and so they are going to represent New Hampshire, and I don't know quite how many schools, but I'm hoping to be able to get someone from the trip to call in next Monday, so we can at least get a little rundown of what was to take place down there. It's just an amazing event. But when we come back from the break, ladies, we've got lots to talk about Toys for Tots, Toys R Us. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, they kind of go together.
But you know what? They're sponsors, so we can give them a plug too. But we want to make sure that we have everybody come right back, because there is so much to learn about the Toys for Tots program, and we will be right back after the tunes.
Are you a military mom looking for help in dealing with the system? Keeping the home fires burning? Well, that's what we're here for. It's Military Mom Talk Radio with Sandra Beck and Robin Boyd, and we'll be right back after these.
Connect with Juliana and connect with what lies beneath. Friday afternoons at 4, 3 Central on TogiNet.com. Juliana is a marriage, family, and child therapist who wants people to connect. Connect with what lies beneath, those truths and answers. And through her counseling practice, she has helped others find their personal power and fulfill their dreams. And she wants to do the same for you. Here on Connect with Juliana. Through intimate discussions, intriguing subject matters, and the expertise of her guests. For more on the show and Juliana, check out her webpage, connectwithjuliana.inmedia.com. Juliana will cover it all. Nothing is off limits. She wants to know what matters to you. Make the connection. Tune into TogiNet to connect with Juliana to find out the facts that could be hidden beneath the surface. Connect with Juliana on TogiNet to make a quality connection in your life. Friday afternoons at 4, 3 Central on TogiNet.com. Renowned and gifted psychic medium Sylvia Rossi explores the mysteries of this life, the afterlife, and the unseen world that surrounds us all. In the show called Make Contact with Sylvia Rossi, Wednesdays at 2, 1 p.m. Central here on TogiNet. Sylvia Rossi with her special guests and other fellow psychics invite you to call in and make contact with the world beyond and get answers to your questions. Psychic medium Sylvia Rossi has been sharing her gift professionally for the last 17 years. Sylvia has made it her mission to help individuals and families understand their eternal connection to loved ones that have passed on, bringing relief and comfort to countless souls who have been touched by her gift. She's had the privilege of meeting and working with many psychologists who continue to recommend their clients to her when conventional methods have failed. Now it's your turn to make contact with host and psychic medium Sylvia Rossi. Wednesdays at 2, 1 p.m. Central on TogiNet.com.
Put a boot in your ass, it's the American way. Hey, Uncle Sam, put your name at the top of his list, and the Statue of Liberty started shaking.
Welcome back to Military Mom Talk Radio on TogiNet.com. Covering topics to help on the home front with help from those who know how the system works and how to work the system. It's more fun than a sale at the BX. Now let's get back to it. It's Military Mom Talk Radio. Here again are your hosts, Sandra Beck and Robin Boyd.
Hey, military moms, this is Sandra Beck, and I'm here with Robin Boyd and Doris Rivas-Brecky, and this is our annual Toys for Tots show. It either comes on the cusp of or just right after our Military Mom Talk Radio and Sandra Beck-sponsored Toys for Tots party. I'm pleased to announce that we raised over $3,000 in donations for Toys for Tots. We've
got to give applause for that. That's outstanding.
That's pretty good in this market, and we don't have them all in, but we should hit our annual goal of 2,000 toys as well, which is a lot of toys.
Wow.
That's amazing. And this is how many years now, Sandra? I had put on the blog 25 years. Has it been 25 years?
God, I lie so much about my age. I can't even remember how old I am.
You told me that it was around 94 that you started doing this, so I did that.
94 was when I started it in Los Angeles.
Yep.
I've been actually doing it, if you can believe it, since I was 17 years old.
Oh,
Wow.
When I went to Northwestern University, I was part of the Empress program there, and they got me involved with Toys for Tots, and I learned a lot. And so yeah, it goes. We'll just say it goes way back. How does that sound?
yeah.
And in all of those years, you said something to the tune of $50,000, or was it more like $80,000?
No, it's about $50,000 raised by my efforts, and then we're looking at about 30,000 toys that have passed through my hands over the years to go to Toys for Tots. And I just want to tell you a quick story about when I first got involved with Toys for Tots. I was 17, 18 years old, and my dad took me to the Bills game. I'm from Buffalo, New York, so we went to the Rich Stadium, which is in East Aurora, New York, and at the time, it held 80,000 seats. I think they've since added skyboxes and upgraded it, but at the time, it was 80,000. And I looked to my dad, and I thought, Dad, how many people are here? And he's like, Sam, it's sold out. It's 80,000. And I made a promise to myself at that point that I was going to raise enough toys that one child sitting in one seat, because I just looked around at this massive stadium and thought I could do that. And getting there.
Wow.
You sure are. You are an amazing woman, Sandra. Absolutely amazing.
Well, thank you. I couldn't do it alone. Which is why, the radio show helps. And over the years, I've had Asylum Films. My friend David, who's a filmmaker, has a 13-picture deal this year. He gets all his fans of his movies like killers and slashers, and he does all these great movies for, teenage people getting chopped up. But they send a lot of toys. And Belen Medrano goes throughout Los Angeles, and she collects toys. And then also we want to honor Stephen Weinbaum. He went to the Derby Girls this year. The Derby Girls are Los Angeles's roller derby queens, and I forget the name of the girl who coordinated it. She was like too tough.
Oh
for
yeah,
names.
Slash or something or other.
Something like that. These girls are a riot. They're so much fun, and they raised a lot of money, and they raised a lot of toys that night. You could get in cheaper or free. I'm not sure what the promotion was, but you had to bring a toy, and they passed around a cash box for people to stuff money in. But just good times, and I'm really honored. Oh, and Kim Little also. Kim Little, we can't forget her. She used to be Nurse Hilliard on Diagnosis Murder, and she's also instrumental in all those toys that came to my house on Saturday.
Yeah, it was a great party, Sandra. I was there. This is Doris. And it was a beautiful party, and it was just so cool to see the tree just overflowing. I mean, everywhere you look, just toys, toys, toys. I mean, it was amazing.
It does. You don't realize how much room. Doris, we only had probably 900 toys in the living room.
Only?
Only. One year we had over 2,000. And, it was waist deep. And the Marines had a couple vans. We had pickup trucks, everything to hold these toys. And in years past, it's really a fun thing. I'm going to segue for a little bit if I can. One of the fun things about doing a Toys for Tots party in your house is you get together with all your friends, and I in years past have done theme parties, and a couple of times I did the teddy bear ball, and everybody had to bring teddy bears, and I got to tell you, that was creepy. That could have been in one of David Latt's slasher films. Just when you think teddy bears, oh, they're so cute. When you've got 2,000 of them crawling all over your living room, it's a little creepy. But one year we did your favorite picture book, and that was really fun because most people came in with 2, 3, 4, 5. They couldn't make up their mind. And we had everything from the Grinch to the Sneetches to the, Curious George. And what's so fun about this, when you have a theme party like that, your favorite childhood toy, we got 1,000,000 chutes and ladders and 1,000,000 Candylands, but it gives everybody something to talk about when you have a theme party. And it's really fun because you go, oh, I love this book as a kid, or I love this game as a kid. And the other thing that happens when you throw a party like this is you invite all these kids, and it's amazing to me, and I can say this with all authenticity, in the 20 plus years I've done this party, I have never had a kid pitch a fit that he couldn't have these toys. And I don't know what it is. There's so many toys, and these kids range in age from, 2 to probably 15 that come to my house. And there can be any from 20 to 75 kids here at any given time. And it's amazing to me that somehow they get it. These toys are not for them, and they're for somebody else. And that's just a really powerful lesson. I don't know how you can teach that any other way.
Right, yeah.
Absolutely. And I think that it's wonderful for kids to learn at a very young age to be philanthropic, to be able to give and to be charitable. And it doesn't necessarily have to be to a charity. Sometimes it might just mean sharing their popcorn at the movies, or sharing a candy bar because there's only one left. Sometimes it just needs to be as simple as that, and then the sharing just goes from there. So it starts out with a candy bar, and then it goes to someone like Sandra Beck raising $50,000 for Toys for Tots.
Well, it's so funny you say that, Rob, because, my son Max, he's 8, and he did get a Marine Corps commendation for his work. He did he baked over 150 cookies by himself. You should see him. It was like my little slave labor camp at the kitchen table. He's just there with this big mound of dough, just rolling cookies in perpetuity, putting them in balls and sticking them on the trays. And he had to go to school and hand out all these flyers, to the other kids, and he had to explain what it is. And he said to his teacher, she says, "Gee, Max, this is really great that you're doing that." And he looked and he goes, "It's a tradition in our house." And I didn't think about it, but my mom had done toys, and she had done March of Dimes and the American Cancer Society, and I still do Toys for Tots and the American Cancer Society. Does March of Dimes still exist?
I think so. But I don't know. I think so. It's one of those things that you just assume is always going to be there. It's sort of like the Jimmy Fund here in the New England area. That was a young boy who had cancer, and so there are local initiatives that are called the Jimmy Fund out here in the Boston area. And you just assume that's just been there forever.
Yeah. They should make it March of quarters or March of like dollars now, because I don't think dimes are going to do much. But yep,
anyway,
they do exist. They do exist.
I just looked it up, and March of Dimes is still around.
Yeah, March of Dimes. Call Motherhood Incorporated. You need a much better site. I'm just going to say that right on the air. Oh, you know what's really fun too, you guys, about a Toys for Tots party is, you would think most people, they go to Target or Walmart and they come in with a bag of toys, and that's all super and great and everything. But I got to tell you, David Latz film fans, the Asylum people, they sent some, I don't know where they find these toys. I was looking at them. I took a picture of a couple of them because I'm like, wow, I would love that for me. They found like these alien stuffed animals, and they had a soccer ball, a stuffed soccer ball, and it had hair and a beard. And I was like, I don't know if somebody made this, but it's going to rock some teenager's world, because I just looked at that thing going, that's the coolest thing. And it was the stuffed alien, that you could go to sleep with, and it had like octopus arms and these big googly eyes, and it was green and pink and yellow. And I was like, wow, if I were like a kid these days, waiting in line for my toy for Toys for Tots, and I got something like that, I would be like, this foundation rocks. No Candyland for me.
We did that at the church tree one year. We took a tag, and we weren't sure what the heck this kid had written on the tag, and then we had to go and research it. Well, I think it was for those ugly dolls. We had never heard of them, and it was a whole education for my husband and I to figure out what they were talking about, because we didn't know anything about ugly dolls. But you learn all about the latest kid things when you pull one of those tags or you go shopping.
Right.
It's true. And there's so much out there. And, one of the things, and then Rob, you can take us to break. One of the things that I do, and I encourage any of you moms out there that are thinking of doing a Toys for Tots party, throughout the calendar year, you can, when you're just walking around the stores, it's amazing how much you can buy for $1 or $2, in the clearance bins, the discount, the end of the season stuff. I end up having a big box of stuff by the end of the year, and I swear I don't spend more than $30 on all this stuff.
Wow.
Yeah. And it just takes a little bit right then and there. You get an extra coupon and just tuck it away until the drive starts, because it's during October, November, December. We want to make sure everybody goes to www.toysfortots.org. You're going to find all kinds of information on this website, including one little section that's going to tell you how you can have a theme party or a Toys for Tots party yourself. You can launch it yourself. There's also some sponsor promotions. If you are part of Living Social, for each $5 donation made during the promotion duration, an additional $5 will be donated to Toys for Tots. We'll be back with lots more after the break.
Are you a military mom looking for help in dealing with the system? Keeping the home fires burning? Well, that's what we're here for. It's Military Mom Talk Radio with Sandra Beck and Robin Boyd. And we'll be right back after these.
I am not the woman I used to be. I'm free with Minister Diane Jones. Monday nights at 10, 9 Central on TogiNet. This is your chance, ladies, to hear stories of hope and healing from someone who's been there. Someone who has fought back from the horrors of incest. Minister Diane's innocence was stolen from her in the land of alcoholism and mental illness, which led to her being emotionally, physically, and sexually abused by her parents. Yet in spite of this trauma, she has gone on to become a successful wife, mother, registered nurse, and minister of the gospel of Jesus Christ. I'm Not the Woman I Used to Be. I'm Free is a straight-up show to enlighten you and to lighten your load. Do not let the weight of this world or the things that have happened to you control your life. For more on the show and Diane and her book, The Story of Me, email her directly from her show page here on TogiNet. Then, join us for I'm Not the Woman I Used to Be. I'm Free with Minister Diane Jones. Monday nights at 10, 9 Central on TogiNet.com. Girlfriended is on TogiNet. Thursdays at 10 a.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Central, with your hosts Patty Wyatt and Lisa Jernigan. This show is your chance to share, learn, laugh, and connect with other women. The Girlfriended principle was born out of loss.
Lisa had recently had her mother pass away from cancer, and my mom was murdered. A man just walking into a room and started a 23-second shooting spree.
I think one of the things we both realized going through those tragedies that you can be extremely okay and be extremely sad.
Check out Girlfriended.com. And then be a part of Girlfriended, the radio show. Thursdays at 10 a.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Central.
You know, your boyfriend or your husband or whatever, they don't totally understand that emotional side to women like another woman does. And I think that's so important just to have somebody that you go, she gets me.
Check out the website, Girlfriended.com. Don't miss Girlfriended with Patty Wyatt and Lisa Jernigan. Thursdays at 10 a.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Central on TogiNet.com.
There ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
Welcome back to Military Mom Talk Radio on TogiNet.com, covering topics to help on the home front with help from those who know how the system works and how to work the system. It's more fun than a sale at the BX. Now let's get back to it. It's Military Mom Talk Radio. Here again are your hosts, Sandra Beck and Robin Boyd.
Hey, military moms, this is Sandra Beck. I'm here with Robin Boyd and Doris Rivas-Brecke, and it's our annual Toys for Tots extravaganza. Military Mom Talk Radio is proud to announce that we raised over $3,000 for Toys for Tots this year and another couple thousand toys. So well done, girls. We did good this year.
You were amazing.
Right on. And I want to give a couple tips to some moms out there about some ways you can donate for Toys for Tots, you know, in ways that don't even cost you anything, which is something that I always love. Every year, and we know how we're kind of gross commercialized in this nation, every year I have birthday parties for both my kids, and they get presents from the kids, which is very nice. And one of the things that I do is I go through the pile of gifts that they get with them, and I say, which ones do you really like? I let them choose the ones they really like, because there's quite a few gifts that they get that we don't have gift receipts for, and I probably wouldn't regift them. And instead of letting the kids open them and play with them and discard them, because they're toys they're not really super jazzed about, I just take a big opaque, meaning you can't see through it, garbage bag, and I stuff the extra toys in there. Ooh. And I set those aside so the kids get the joy of opening them, and then I stick them in the closet. And if one of my kids, and this has happened, has said, "Hey, Mom, what happened to that whatever, Nemo Crayola pack that I got for my birthday," I can go find it. But honest to God, these kids get so much today, they can't possibly enjoy it all. They can't possibly love these things. Right. It's not like there's a gift receipt where I can take it back and get something for Christmas. So I just stick it in a bag, and then I tell the other moms in my social sphere to do the same thing. And then when Toys for Tots comes around, we turn around and we donate those to Toys for Tots. And another thing is with especially stuffed animals, these things replicate in your kids' rooms. And there's some stuffed animals in my kids' room, and I did clear them out this year. I went in there, about a month before the Toys for Tots and, siphoned off a few stuffed animals that hadn't even seen the light of day. They still were brand new, never been loved, which is really sad up there. So I stuffed those in the bag too and waited a month to see if my kids missed them. They didn't. And I donate those also to Toys for Tots because it's a way to clean out your house. It's a way to honor the gifts that your kids have been given. And what better way to give it to a kid that needs it?
Yeah, that's an excellent idea.
Yeah. And it's true, because all of a sudden you realize that there's something in a closet that they either, and it's kind of funny because some things don't quite interest a kid, and there's no reason why that can't just go to somebody else. Sometimes kids will actually do that because they know that this is their way of giving. We've often done that with Girl Scout troops. If we've done a drive for some reason, we'll say, if there's something at home that you know someone else could love, then that you're willing to share, then they will bring those things in. So that's a great way to take care of a lot of surplus.
Yep, and to keep paying it forward, moving it on. And, I was thinking of that TV show, The Island of Lost Toys, and it's like, that's my kids' room. There's a little jerk in the box or whatever that guy was in the corner, that needs to get played with. I'm like, I got to get these toys out to somebody who can use them.
Gosh.
But, it's so easy, you guys. It's so easy to host a Toys for Tots party. I can't tell you, everybody goes, it's so much work. And, cleaning your house, yes, that's so much work. Getting the food ready, yes, that's so much work. And we want to thank our sister co-host, Christy Holly, who also helped with the cooking. She came over and cooked with me for about 5 hours. But here's some tips for a great Toys for Tots party. The first tip is to go at the end of the season and get some holiday papers for the next year, those kind you stick through your computer that have Santa on them or other things like that. You can always pick them up after the holiday, for like 99 cents. They make really great invitations, and you can send one to every kid in your kid's classroom for really, really cheap because, usually 99 cents for 50 of them. Second really great tip is to have the party on a Saturday from 2 to 5. When you do this, you're after lunch and before dinner, it's controlled, and then you can put out snacks. And for my party, we only had, what do we have? Hot dogs, we had chips, guacamole, cookies, brownies, and cupcakes. Soda. That's it. And I went to Vallarta, which is our local Mexican market, because they had these big liters of soda on sale for 69 cents. So I bought $12 worth of soda, which is a lot of soda. We had quite a bit left over. Flat of bottled water for $4.99. And I waited until the cookie mix and the cake mix went on sale at the grocery store for 99 cents. So and you can make a big bowl of popcorn too. It makes an unholy mess in your house, I'll be honest with you. That one's a nightmare, but it's cheap.
Yeah. And it's nibbly stuff.
It's nibbly stuff. But yeah, so you really, you don't have to spend a lot. And a lot of people tend to bring things. One of the moms brought a veggie platter. Somebody brought some fruit. Somebody brought some cookies, things like that. But it's really fun, and it's a great reason to get together. And the best part is the Marines come. If you call your local Marine, just go up to ucmc.org and look for Toys for Tots. You can find the local Marine facility, and they will send 2 Marines to your party. We get 4 because we're special. Actually, some years we get 6. I think because we provide beer for them after. But
you don't say that.
Yeah, that's right. They can't drink in uniform. They don't drink in front of me.
They don't have beer.
They do. They stand out in their underpants on the front lawn and drink. Which is closer to the truth than some years. But they come and they come in full dress to pick up the toys. They answer questions for the kids. And one year, I'm going to just say a funny story, and then I'm going to throw it over to Doris to talk about some of the Marines that came to our event this year. Some of the Marines have come to my events on and off for 10 years, which is really cool. They've been at all my homes, same guys, same bat channel. But every once in a while, when we get a lot of little kids there, we do a presentation of Toys for Tots and the history. And we do a question and answer after. And oh my God, every time we do this, we die laughing, because there were these 5-year-old twins one year that were arguing because they said, these were not Marines. They are not soldiers. They don't kill people. They are Santa's elves because look at their shiny shoes. You could not convince these kids otherwise that these weren't Santa's elves. Yeah, but I still think the best thing, this kid Koa, he's going to kill me because I tell everybody this story. He's like 8 or 9 now, and when he was 5 years old, he raised his hand, and the Marines are all standing there, and they said, "Oh, you have a question?" He says, "Noel," he says, "my dad was a Marine." He says, "My mom says all Marines are monkeys."
What?
Why is that? Everybody was dying, and because the kid's like, you guys don't have tails. He's like, my mom says you're monkeys. And It's just really fun. It is really fun because you never know what these kids are going to say, and it just makes the whole party. And now, Doris, you've met a great Marine this Toys for Tots party. Why don't you tell us about him?
Yeah, he was. His name was. Can I say his name?
Sure, as long as you don't say anything bad about him.
No, of course not. No, his last name was Rios. And he has been to Afghanistan, I think, 4 times, which to me was I couldn't even believe. As a matter of fact, I think all those Marines have been to Afghanistan more than once.
Yes, that is correct.
Like even more than twice, I want to say. But this one particular one he was very good looking, and
I mean him, huh? I thought he was cute. He worked for me.
Well, but when I say good looking, it was like beyond that. I mean, he was like almost movie star looks, and the way he he was the leader of the group. He was a staff sergeant, and
correct.
So he did all the talking. He's going to
retire as a gunnery sergeant when they retire him after his injury.
Right, yeah, he got injured, and but the way he spoke was just, to me, I just loved listening to him talk about his service. And again, it goes back to it touches your heart what these guys are doing and so forth. And he was amazing.
He got hit, in his femur with a grenade launcher?
Right. Yeah. I mean, just listening to him talk about it, I could feel like my body hurting, if that makes any sense.
Yeah. I don't think that's what you were feeling, but go ahead.
Sandra.
He was adorable. He really was. He was the one wearing the Purple Heart, right?
Yes, he was the one with the Purple Heart. And he's also the one that
presentation to Robin on Skype.
Yeah, that's right. We did. We whipped the iPhone out. Robin, why don't you tell a little bit about that? We whipped the iPhone out and what happened, and you can take us out to the next segment.
Oh, my gosh. It was so sweet. He introduced himself, and he read this beautiful commendation that was so touching, and it just made me feel like I was right there. He talked a little bit about the fact that he, too, has children, and then to be able to have the picture later that Sandra sent on was just great. It was wonderful seeing everything. But isn't it wonderful that this organization of reserves have done this for so long? And Doris, you're going to talk a little bit about the history afterwards, I believe, in our next segment. But it's just a tremendous dedication that not only are they out there defending our country, but then coming back sort of in a nurturing, taking care of our children, which is such an amazing thing. I wanted to also include talking about some of the other sponsors that you, during the Christmas season while you're shopping. I wanted to say that if you want to make the season brighter for kids in need with your Sony card, you can purchase with a Sony card from Capital One, and Arthur Christmas will make a donation for Toys for Tots. Plus, you'll earn a matching statement credit. So $25 donation to Toys for Tots will be a $25 credit for you. So I would look into your particular Sony card if that's something that you happen to use.
So that's like free.
Yeah.
Isn't that awesome? You'll get some credit cards, credit on your card.
Sorry, it took me a while to do the math. I'm like, if you give $25, you get $25. Isn't that free?
Absolutely. It sure is. There's lots more to learn about Toys for Tots and the U.S. Marine Corps Reserve initiatives. We'll be back in a moment.
Are you a military mom looking for help in dealing with the system? Keeping the home fires burning? Well, that's what we're here for. It's Military Mom Talk Radio with Sandra Beck and Robin Boyd. And we'll be right back after these.
In today's business world, a helping hand or idea that doesn't come with an invoice is a treasured find. And if that happens to you, then you need to pay it forward to keep other entrepreneurs from making mistakes or getting a raw deal. It's called Paying It Forward with Josephine Girassi. Wednesday mornings at 10, 9 a.m. Central. Josephine is going to have the guests describe their accomplishments, the lessons they've learned, both good and bad, and then sharing those pieces of knowledge as we create a movement of paying it forward. For more information about Josephine, her business, and background, you can go to mymomknowsbest.com. Josephine Girassi has always been a problem solver. She saw this need and has turned it into a movement. It's Paying It Forward with tips, tools, and advice and hard lessons learned. These pieces of knowledge can make a huge difference for you, your business, and others. So join us for Paying It Forward with Josephine Girassi. Wednesday mornings at 10 a.m., 9 a.m. Central on TogiNet.com. Fertility. It's an extremely personal subject. Tune in Monday nights at 9, 8 Central for the Fertility Forum with infertility psychotherapist and expert Phyllis Martin on TogiNet.com. This is the show about infertility, gaining support, and information. Phyllis will assist you in navigating the disappointments and decisions that often accompany the difficult journey from diagnosis to conception, pregnancy to parenthood. She is passionate about her work and is an expert in the donor egg field, bringing both her personal and professional experience to all she does. Ms. Martin has extensive experience in helping patients cope with infertility, pregnancy loss, adoption, surrogacy, miscarriage, pregnancy termination, and creative family building. She knows what you're going through, and she's here to help. It's the Fertility Forum with your host, Phyllis Martin, Monday nights at 9, 8 Central on TogiNet.com.
Put a boot in your ass, it's the American way. Hey, Uncle Sam, put your name at the top of his list, and the Statue of Liberty started shaking.
Welcome back to Military Mom Talk Radio on TogiNet.com. Covering topics to help on the home front with help from those who know how the system works and how to work the system. It's more fun than a sale at the BX. Now let's get back to it. It's Military Mom Talk Radio. Here again are your hosts, Sandra Beck and Robin Boyd.
Welcome back, everyone. This is Robin Boyd with Sandra Beck and Doris Rivas-Brecky, and we are just celebrating the wonderful program of the U.S. Marine Corps Reserve's Toys for Tots. And Doris, you saw firsthand just one of the hundreds of events going on all across the country through November and December, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, it was fun being there. I mean, I saw all the work, of course, and I mean, I was there to assist Sandra, but it was just neat seeing all the toys coming in, especially from this one person that I think his last name was Levine. But I couldn't believe the bags, those big giant garbage bags, the black ones. And these people just kept bringing these bags in, and I'm trying. Cassandra wanted me to set up the tree for photo shoots for the local newspaper. So I was trying to adjust, the presents so it would look nice. And they were throwing these presents as fast as they could at me.
But what's so wonderful is knowing that there are hundreds of children around the country who are going to believe in Santa this right. Christmas. Or I don't know, and I don't know this, maybe you do, this isn't just for Christian children. They will give Hanukkah presents too, don't they?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know that.
I just assume it was for any kids that were in need that qualified for because there's a qualification process involved. So I just figured if they qualified, they're not going to ask what they're...
Absolutely, yeah. There's lots of information at www.toysfortots.org, and that's TOYSFORTOTS.org.
I was wondering if I could talk about the story a little bit.
Absolutely.
I just was reading about it because Sandra had told me to, get some information, and this is like a real American patriot story, don't you think? You probably know about it already, right?
I did, because I read the same thing.
Oh, okay. But, probably a lot of our listeners haven't, so I just wondered if I could go over it a little bit.
Yes, do that, yes.
Well, what I saw was that it started back in 1947 with a Major Bill Hendricks, who was a Marine reservist. And what I think is really neat is that it was his wife who was behind the whole thing. Her name was Diane, and she had put together this handcrafted doll. She was probably popular for making these beautiful dolls, I'm assuming. And she gave it to her husband and said, find an organization that you can give this doll to some needy child. So her husband, Bill Hendricks, makes some calls or whatever, and there's no such organization. So she says to him, I think you should look into it and start something. And there you go. Toys for Tots was created.
What an amazing story! Out of necessity, the mother of invention is due to necessity, and that was a need, and he answered the call.
Yeah, and then the first year they gave out 5,000 toys to needy children in Los Angeles, and then it was so successful that the Marine Reservist Corps made it official that the Toys for Tots would be their organization. And they went on in 1948 to make it a nationwide campaign at Christmas time. And also, I think this is really profound, that the mission statement is, quote, bring the joy of Christmas to America's needy children, unquote. It says it all there.
That's it. And I think so often it's difficult for parents to, I don't want to say ask for help, but there is definitely a way. You go onto this website, and if you are in need of toys, it'll just take you state by state. There's a little drop down. You log in your state, and it'll take you to an area where you can apply and qualify and be able to bring some joy. So that's, like I say, this website is just really amazing because it is so great to see so much in this website about the program. And what was kind of interesting, did you read, Doris, the Toys for Tot logo, the little train? Did you see?
No, I kind of, but I didn't get to the whole thing information-wise.
It was Walt Disney who drafted that logo that they still use today. And I just thought that was pretty cool because he was in public relations at one of the movie studios. And so he had a little connection to many of the celebrities. And the list of celebrities who have been a part of Toys for Tots over the years is just absolutely incredible.
And the First Ladies. Did you just see those? First Lady Nancy Reagan served as the national spokesperson in 1983, and then First Lady Barbara Bush in 1992, and actually talks about the Toys for Tots in her autobiography as one of her favorite charities.
And I think once you have been a part of an initiative like this, it doesn't just happen. It becomes a part of you, and it becomes a part of your heart. And I think it's just so multifold to be able to experience this and then to pay it forward, so to speak. You will just be so much enriched by it and touched by it, and then you pay it forward and someone else carries the torch. It's amazing. And it doesn't matter what kind of an economic status you are, you have a way of making a difference, and that's empowering.
Well, I know. I mean, like I said, this was my first. I mean, I've known about the organization forever, but I've never gotten involved personally. I mean, other than maybe give $1 at the if they're around their boxes or something like that. So this is the first time I got really involved because of Sandra, and I have what you just said is going to happen to me. I want to be involved now in a bigger way somehow.
Right. Well, every community I'm sure if you look at your local newspapers, you're going to see a Toys for Tots event in your newspaper and in your local area. And I think that's one of the most wonderful things about this organization, is that it is just so far-reaching right now. And especially on the website, you can donate in numerous ways. There's a place, first of all, very simply, to make a direct donation online. You can, any amount you wish.
Right.
There's an opportunity to make a donation in memory or in tribute of someone, which is they have a personalized card that will be sent on your behalf for each memory or tribute donation.
Wow.
There's a holiday recognition program. You can send a unique gift this season to your clients, business associates, family members, or friends that will benefit Toys for Tots. You can donate by mail to the foundation. There's a Native American program. So children served by the Native American TFT program are some of the most underprivileged children in the country. And if you want to specify that, to target that area, there is donations via eBay. You can send your unwanted items on eBay and donate 10 to 100% of the final sale to the Marine Toys for Tots Foundation.
Wow.
And if you have a vehicle that you just can't get rid of, a free convenient service for converting that extra car, truck, or RV into a tax-deductible donation benefiting Toys for Tots, you can find that on their website as well. I'm telling you, there is just so many ways, and all of these touch us in some way, shape, or form. So
yeah, and while you were talking about all these ways to donate, I was thinking, especially because of the way the economy is right now, we all know that the people who suffer the most are the children.
That's right.
And so even more than ever, an organization like this needs our support, because the children are not getting the toys that they may have or in the past gotten. So,
and isn't it true? Because not that we want children to know such surplus that it's such an overabundance, but children who have been able to share before may not be able to share now. And so if they're able to sort of have a status quo, that's really nice, that they're not really feeling the hardships and the stress and the everything else that sometimes that situation brings to a family.
Right. Well,
Doris,
what?
I was going to say we're 2 minutes to break. I just wanted to make sure that we gave the website out one more time.
Okay, cool.
toysfortots.org. And we want to make sure that you check out our website, militarymomtalkradio.com. There's a beautiful picture on there of the children that were at Sandra's house, which is awesome.
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah,
I just got home.
It's on our website, and you'll be able to catch the podcast. So if you need any of the links that we've talked about today, you certainly can always listen to our podcasts on militarymomtalkradio.com or on iTunes. Next week, we want to have you tune in to hear a wonderful woman. Her name is Sizzle Manning. She is talking about empowering women, so we certainly want to be a part of that. And I hope everybody can tune into Blythe Lippman on Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, because I'm going to be able to share some holiday stuff with her. And I'm really looking forward to being a part of baby and toddler instructions, which is really going to be fun. Doris, this is really great to share this with you. I hope you have a great week. And
you too, Robin.
We'll talk to everyone next week on Military Mom Talk Radio. Bye-bye now.
Bye.